Awesome. Thank you so much for coming along to this one. It's good to see quite a few people in the room and people who have kind of already seen this talk, Tracy. Yeah, it's a little bit different, so hopefully it's better. We'll see. Who here has a website? Yeah. Who sells products or services on their website? Yep. Who would like to sell more of these products or services on their website? Cool. Even more people that have websites. That's pretty cool. Okay, so when it comes to marketing funnels, what I can promise you is that by using marketing funnels, you can get more leads and more sales without being super salesy. Now, that's a key part of marketing and business that I think a lot of freelancers really try to avoid, is like, oh, I'm not good at sales, I'm not good at marketing. Hands up if you think like that. Yeah, like I definitely think like that. And when it comes to marketing, oh, front row, well done, Phase Creative. So when it comes to building marketing funnels, it's not about being the best salesperson. It's not about being a marketer. So what you can do with a marketing funnel is you can actually get ideal clients, ideal customers to come to you, and you can qualify them automatically through that process without having to spend a lot of time interacting on the one-on-one. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. So the problem is that when people come to our website, we just can't interact with everyone that gets to our website, right? We can't, just like if we had a shop, we can't go up and talk to them. We can't say, oh, what are you interested in? I see you're looking at the knives. Is there a specific type of knife that you'd like to talk more about? We can't do that. We don't have that opportunity. So how can we actually take that offline process online? What can we do about that? So you've obviously seen websites that have pop-ups, like email capturing pop-ups. Hands up if they frustrate the hell out of you. Well, this talk is a lot about those, but have you ever opted into one? Hands up if you've put your email into one. Come on, surely. No? You've had to sign up for something, right? You have to put your email address in, you have to put your contact details in to get something that you want. The problem is, these great tools that work, pop-ups, they work fantastic. Marketers kill everything that is good, and it's such a shame. So when there is a useful piece of information and it's behind, you have to put your contact details in to get that. Marketers find that that works and then they kill it. So the only way to get past that, and we can all do this, the only way to get past that is to make sure that each step of the funnel that you're putting together is valuable. So what you're offering in that opt-in, you want to make sure that that is super valuable and relevant to your audience. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is why funnels. I'm going to give you a couple of funnel examples, and I'm going to show you a 3-page funnel. So another major part of this talk is that funnels can be really complex. And there's so many different pieces of technology, plugins, software, pieces of marketing automation that can be used. It's so confusing. Like Troy was mentioning yesterday, Confusionsoft. And it's an amazing piece of software, and the way that it builds funnels is absolutely incredible, but it's just not needed. And what I want to show you is a much more simplistic way to get results, and it's something that we can all do, and you don't need expensive tools, you don't need anything like that. So we're going to go through a 3-page funnel. I'm going to show you a couple of the different landing pages, and we're going to deconstruct a funnel, and then I've got some freebies. So I've got a funnel worksheet and a lead magnet template, which I'll explain what that is shortly. And now that I say what we're going to talk about, I'm going to hurry up because that's a lot of stuff. All right, so why funnels? So customers are on a journey. So we've got, do you know about the customer journey? We've got awareness, consideration, decision. So someone gets, hands up if anyone knows about that process. Yeah, a little bit, not that many people. So when someone visits a website, you need to be able to make sure that you're targeting them with the right piece of information. Marketing is all about giving the right message to the customer at the right time, okay? So you need to like how many websites you see that say like, welcome to this website. It's just, how many times you want to read that over and over again. So you need to make sure that you're giving the right piece of information to the right customer at the right time. So at the top level of the funnel, we've got things like blog posts, how-to videos, things that are just generally helpful. And then at the next level, what's the next logical step? If they like this how-to video, what's the next logical step that we can offer to them? Okay, I've got a couple of examples that I'll explain related to a web agency and a magazine subscription. So the benefit of having these funnels is to make sure that you don't have to actually move someone from one step of the funnel to the next. You want to make sure that the customer is moving themselves in an automated way to the next stage of the funnel. And how this has worked really well in my business is to be able to have a useful blog post. We start with that. And then I've got a lead magnet, start with that. And then I've got a couple of videos after that lead magnet. So the lead magnet is 5 things to fix on your website in the next 7 days to increase sales. So customers visit the website, they opt into that pop-up, and then they see a couple of videos about me. So I'm communicating with them without actually physically having the one-on-one communication. So then when I'm doing a proposal for a customer, they've already interacted with me. So there's already some level of trust and some level of communication that we've had already. So if they don't resonate with the way that I speak, I want to know that before I have a meeting with them, right? Because if they're like, no, I don't like this guy at all, I would prefer to just not have a meeting with them. And I'm sure they prefer to just not have a meeting with me. But if we are resonating, and they are resonating with what I'm talking about, then it's already so much closer towards achieving that sale and working together, right? Does that make sense? So it's less salesy, being able to do this process. All right, so these are the 3 stages I was just saying just then. So this is the type of information that you can have at each stage of the process. So at awareness, we've got white paper, ebooks, things like that, very common. How-to videos, like I was saying before. And then at evaluation stage, they're opting in to this next stage. Okay, so we've got product webinar, demos. A couple of my clients have demos where they actually have to get hands-on with the sales team. So in those situations, we want the customer to review some information and qualify themselves before the sales team have to go and communicate with them. Otherwise, it's wasted time for everyone. And then we're getting to the purchase stage, free trials, very common. And when it comes to e-commerce sites, a coupon is one of the most common ways to something to offer. So here's a framework to just break it down really simple. So there was a lot of options on the previous slide. It's attract, capture, convert, and nurture, okay? So at the attract stage, we've got blog posts, useful pieces of information to attract people to your website. And it's really about being generally valuable in the marketplace, just giving out everything that you know, just being as useful as you possibly can and just openly sharing that. And then when it comes to capture, you put some information behind an email pop-up, so something like a lead magnet. A lot of the times what you can do is just take the content you've already got, such as a blog post, package that into a PDF, and that is absolutely fine. You want it to be consumable within about 10 minutes. It doesn't need to be this massive ebook that's 47 pages of everything you know about web design. It just needs to solve an ultra-specific problem, such as the lighting right now. And then when we move along that to convert, so that's the sale. So we want to get to the next stage. So at the bottom of the ebook, it could be book in a consultation. It could be here's a 10% coupon. So you want them to consume this information, and while they're actively reading it and excited, you want to be able to present the opportunity for them to convert themselves, basically. And then the nurturing is email automation sequences. So, welcome to my business. Thank you so much for downloading this resource. Here's what we're all about. Here's what we're going to be. We're going to send you emails once a month. We're going to send you 5 useful emails about how to build your website. So things like that. Is this making sense so far? Yeah? You see how it could be useful in your business? I heard a yes. Excellent. Okay, funnels in real life. So as I was saying before with the web design example, so it seems like you need to produce all this new content and you need to totally restructure how you do things to build your funnel. You don't need to do that at all. So using web design as an example, so what my goal, like the end in mind, is to get someone to sign up for a website. We want to build them a website, so we start with that. So what is the first thing that I do when I build a website? Like one of the first things that you'll do is you need to do some kind of discovery workshop. Something like that. You need to find out more about their website, more about their business. You potentially have some interviews with their customers. That's a pretty common thing that we need to do, yeah? So that you can separate that off into its own product. So at potentially a lower cost. So now you've got something to offer them that's not $0 to $10,000 for a website. Now you've got something that's a portion of that they could potentially, in a low-risk way, opt into that, and it will help them build their website. Okay, so then before that, so we've got discovery workshop. before that, what is one of the first things you do? You need to have a consultation. So maybe a 1-hour phone call, 2-hour phone call with the client. You can offer that as its own product as well. So now you've got smaller commitments that are moving towards that bigger sale that you can now offer at different stages of the journey, where you can still give value in exchange for money or value in some way, and it still leads towards that end goal. Because it can be very difficult to go from the zero, customer has never heard about you or anything like that, to selling them a website or selling them ongoing marketing or development or whatever it is that your business does. Does that make sense? How that flows down? So it's not about creating all these new things. It's about taking what you've already got and dividing it into smaller chunks and offering those at different stages. All right, so here's a couple of opt-ins from around the web. So we've got Kissmetrics. Everyone heard of Kissmetrics, like marketing software? Yep, so this is one of their blog posts. I was looking for information on marketing funnels in my spare time. And I came across this article. I've got a laser. I came across this article. They've got an opt-in. So I'm reading about marketing funnels. What's the next logical thing that I would want to know about? So if it was something that was totally unrelated to marketing funnels, it's like start getting results. Obviously, I'm interested in marketing funnels, but maybe I'm not getting results. So that's the next logical step. And how I like to think about this is if you like this, you'll love this. And that's the way to build your funnel. If you like this, you'll love this, and you just keep moving them along. And this way, it's automated because reading this, I'm clicking to opt in. I'm clicking to actually receive this. So I'm moving myself along the funnel when I'm ready. There's no hard sales pitch. There's nothing that's annoying me. It's just like, oh, great, that would be valuable at this time. Fantastic. So then at the bottom of their lead magnet, so this PDF was about 7 pages long, just about A/B testing. Quite nice. It doesn't have to be amazingly designed, but it's just a pretty basic document. And then at the bottom of that document, I've read all the way to the bottom and try Kissmetrics for free today. So now I'm going to, again, opt in to move myself along the funnel, right? And it's still giving me value because like at this point, it's not annoying at all. Oh, try for free. Sounds great. Like, I love their messaging, so yes, I'm going to try for free. Does this make sense? Yeah? Another one, Rockstar Empires. I think Troy is in the room, yeah? I would try to limit how many times I was going to mention you during this talk, so we got 1 on the clock. Okay, Rockstar Empires. So the course to create your own course. Create your first online lesson in 30 minutes or less. Ultra valuable. Like, that is fantastic when it comes to content. Amazing. So that's one piece of content. What's the next logical step? Download the worksheet to complement that. Like, that makes perfect sense. And it's very valuable. If there was a pop-up that came up, that would be probably useful to me. It wouldn't be annoying at all if that's what I was interested in, right? So then, if I didn't opt in, so we've got the blog post and then the opt-in for the lead magnet. This is a landing page specifically for that lead magnet. So, oh no, actually, sorry, this is the thank you page. So once you've opted in, this is the thank you page to say, thanks so much for downloading that. And like I was saying before, a video, so a great way to connect with your customer. So have a video here so you can really convey more information quickly. You can see if your customer resonates with you and just give a brief bit of information and redirect them to the email to download that worksheet. All right, this is a bit overly marketing, just a bit of a cheeky one. Pop-up that covered the entire screen, so pretty annoying. Get our 7-day content marketing course. So if you are interested in that, then that's fair enough. But the way to close this, there's no close window. You have to click on no thanks, I'm an expert. So you have to admit you don't know what you're talking about in order to close that. So maybe avoid that, but it's an interesting way to get lots of opt-ins anyway. All right, so web agent example, we've covered that. So health food shop example. It's going fast, isn't it? Jesus. Okay, so health food shop example. So one of my clients at the Gold Coast, they sell health food products. So in order to get those sales, what's something useful that people would want in order to before they purchase from them? How can we give them some kind of value? So we created a detox plan. It was just 5 points. It was once you actually downloaded it, it looked awful, but it was really high valuable content. It was really easy for them to create, and we just offered that as a lead magnet on the website. That gives them leads all the time because their email database is where they have the best conversions, right? So it is sales and marketing, but it is value. You're just giving value, and they're opting into this value, so you have more chance to build a sustainable business automatically, right? So you are asking people, is this information valuable? Here's a form to opt in, and you're just leaving it there, and you're letting them move themselves along the funnel, right? Another one of my clients in the States, they have a magazine subscription. It's actually on objectivism, which is a bit weird. I never really knew about it before working with them. So the goal for them was to get more people to sign up for a subscription, so a yearly subscription for their quarterly journal. So what's a logical thing before you buy a subscription? One issue of the journal, yeah? So if you buy one, you'll probably want to subscribe. And then what about before a single issue of the journal? Would be one of the articles from within that journal. So we took one of those articles, we took a bunch of those articles, and we put them out for free on their website, and then we left a link to purchase one of the issues, so the customer can move themselves along the funnel. And then once they've made that purchase, we have an email series that comes up. Oh, if you really like this issue, you'll like this issue from 2006. It's very similar. And then we'll always have subscribe for this particular price as a bonus within those emails. So if you like that, if you like this, you'll love this, is what we're talking about. All right, so who here can create a page with WordPress? Create a page, awesome. Then you can build a funnel. It's really easy. This is what it's all about. So we've got the landing page or an opt-in, as I was showing on the previous screens, and then a thank you page. And this is a big differentiator. Not enough people are doing this, and this is a good opportunity to differentiate yourself from other people doing this kind of marketing. Is you don't deliver the lead magnet, you don't deliver that PDF, that valuable resource on the thank you page, because that's another opportunity to put your video out and communicate with the potential customer. You want to say thank you so much for downloading this resource, acknowledge that they've downloaded that, and then let them know that they need to check their email to get access to that, because that gives you a clean email list, and make sure people don't put in example@example.com and get access to your content. And then it teaches them to open email, so it really sets the stage for the future relationship. Okay, so then we send them a thank you email, and then we have a delivery page. Okay, so I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so we've got the landing page here. So you want to have a very clear title. Clear title, opt-in, keep it nice and basic. So here, sorry, I just did that before you snapped the picture. These will be available online. All right. Yeah. Okay, so then we've got the thank you page. So we're not actually offering the lead magnet on this page. So we want to say thank you so much for downloading this. Check your email to get access. And then at this point, we have another spot where we can present the product that we want them to purchase. So we can say, if you like that, you'll love this. Get results faster with less effort is kind of the template that you can work with here. If you like this lead magnet for how to fix 5 things to fix on your website, why not book in a consultation session with me so I can talk you through that process. You know, one-off cost of $197, and you can book right there. So while that lead is ready to go, you want to be able to present that information, yeah, so they can move themselves along the funnel. Got 30 seconds left, or a bit more than that? Okay, cool. Okay, and then here's the final page. So this is the actual page that you deliver. So you send them an email to say, thanks so much for downloading this. Click this link to access, and then here's the thank you for signing up. And you'll notice at the bottom here, we've got another opportunity to present them with the product to move themselves along the funnel. So consultation, or fill in this form if you'd like to inquire about getting your website designed or developed, or whatever it is that you offer. Cool. So I just want to leave you with this one. Oh, I've got a couple more, some freebies. So when it comes to actually putting this together, you need to really think that people don't buy a website. They don't buy your development skills. They don't buy a nice looking website. They buy the outcome that gives them, right? So as much as you may not consider yourself a marketer or a salesperson, you do need to think about these kinds of things if you want to have a sustainable business and keep doing what it is that you really enjoy. Now, I'm really passionate about this because this has helped me a lot. I'm not sure if anyone else in the room feels like this, but it can happen that you feel like you're being treated like a commodity, right? As a graphic designer, as a developer, you get told what to do and you have to kind of do it. Is there a couple of nods in the room, maybe? Just me? That's fine. So you can rephrase what it is that you do. So I don't build websites anymore, so I build results for my clients. I help get them leads and sales, right? It's just, I do the same thing, it's just phrased differently, right? So it resonates with the person who's gonna buy it. That makes so much more sense. So, okay, so person who's a potential customer is little Mario, your product, your website, but this is actually what you're selling. Awesome person who can do rad shit. That's what you need to be focusing on because it's the transformation that you're selling. It's the results, the sales, the leads, whatever it is. That's what you need to be selling. Okay? As much as it's awesome to be talking about all these cool development things, all these new design tools, when you're running a business, when you're a freelancer, you do need to pay attention to this. Cool. I've got some freebies, templates and tools to use. So I've got a lead magnet template that you can download from here. You don't. You don't. I was considering doing that, but I thought someone might ask that question, so that's fine. You have to give me your home address instead. Yeah, just credit card, that's fine. Doesn't have to be yours, it's okay. So you can download this, you can just clone this, and you can create a lead magnet. So it actually looks quite nice. I found Google Slides is quite good for actually creating things like this, instead of trying to make it yourself. So you can just swap out images, keep it nice and easy. And then on the last page, this is actually a button that you can just change, swap out to whatever you want to send people to. Dun, dun. So, Troy, number 2 for you. Okay, so when it comes to creating the title for your lead magnet, like what do I call it? What do I put in this? Don't overthink it. This is a simple template that you can put together. So I was saying before, 5 things to fix on your website to improve leads and sales. X number of ways to achieve a result without causing a headache. That's the template. Go with that template for whatever it is that you do or whatever your clients do, and that does the job quite nicely. Okay, and one other thing that I'm going to give you is a worksheet that I've actually put together to build funnels. I map them out with my clients, and it helps to get rid of all the technology. If you map it out on paper first, without like, oh, do I use MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or Thrive Leads or all these different tools that seem to change all the time, and because they're all marketing tools, they all are the best. If you look at their website, they're the best. Each one is the best. And they just have these pop-ups flying everywhere. So don't even look at the tools until you've gone through a worksheet, until you've actually mapped out what's in your funnel. So this is a good way to put it together. So defining your audience, there's about 7 pages to this, and I go through this myself if I just want to get some clarity on what funnel I'm going to build for myself or for my clients. You can download it from there. There's a few extra pages than that. It helps you build your landing pages on paper first before touching tools. And there's a couple of email templates for the nurturing sequence in there too. And here are the shiny objects, if you're interested. So landing pages, I like to use Beaver Builder. I like to use Thrive as well, so I kind of interchange. But that's not what's important. The tool isn't important, it's how you use it. And you really need to just make sure you do the worksheet first before diving into a tool. My ideal setup is Beaver Builder plus Opt-in Monster and Gravity Forms, and then ActiveCampaign. So the other ones are kind of like they're all paid for. So if you're just going the free solution, I think I wrote down that. The most minimal setup is just use a standard WordPress page because it's totally fine. You can have a title and you can have content. That's all you need. And then use your email system. So a lot of people, like MailChimp's obviously very popular. It has a form that you can just embed on the page. So you have your content and then you've just got a form. You can just embed that. If you've got a blog post, you can just embed the MailChimp form within there for the opt-in. And that's as close to being free as I think we can get. And then I think Icegram and SumoMe, they're free. They've got a free version anyway. Be prepared to be hassled by them until you pay. The freemium model. Sorry? Yeah, that's it. That's another option instead of paying, isn't it? Yeah. I didn't think about that. Okay, and just to leave you on this one, when I first started getting into the marketing side of things, it's just so overwhelming. Like, where do I begin? I don't even understand how to do this. I'm a developer, designer, like, well, I don't even know what I'm doing. But you don't have to be great to begin, but you have to start to be great. Okay, so you can get started with this. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Just get started, experiment with it. It's actually really fun to get started with. I did a webinar not too long ago for a few developers with building marketing funnels, and kind of the way I pitched it to them was, you can architect a funnel. You can like engineer your funnel. And they're like, oh, okay, I can resonate with that. That's not marketing, that sounds good. And and if you think about it like that, you can, the thing I really love about it is the results that it gets. So if you're a numbers person and you like engineering, architecture, and lines that go upwards, then it's fantastic. It's good fun. Cool, thanks so much. That was almost on time.
Thank you so much, Simon. Any questions? Really? I don't believe you. Yep, perfect.
Thank you, that was great. I am involved in the marketing side, including teaching to uni kids.
Oh, cool.
And they're all super smart now. They use alias emails. They know how this works. And, you know, I think probably everybody, I don't know how many people here get sick of unsubscribing and emails you don't want. Now, you're a smart guy. My question is, and I don't have the answer to this, that's still push marketing, meaning you're trying to push them to sell stuff and you are designing what they do. Mm-hmm. Kids are real smart now. My question is, can you see the next stage, which is pull marketing, where you actually don't retrieve their email or their details, but you still attract them to buy? Can you see any sort of format for that in the future?
Yeah, probably advertising would be a good way to do that. So using Facebook retargeting, where you don't need their email address, you just use pixels to track them without them knowing about it. They do know about it a lot of the times, but that's a way to avoid that. But again, I really think that if it's value that you're giving, and people will opt in because they want that value. So I think it's not so much about people are not falling for these tricks anymore. It's like, we need to up the value of the offer. I think that's kind of the way that we need to look at it. So if the blog post is just no good and the lead magnet is just no good, then that's the problem, really. So we need to really think about how much value that we can give. Video, I think, is a huge part of that, because now you're buying from people instead of like a blog post and a lead magnet and a button. It's like, now we've got videos, and now we've got human beings we're connecting with. I think if we include these tools together, then we can turn it around.
I suppose what I should have reworded the question is, that funneling is a great system that works. Is there a system where you don't retrieve their information but still can get conversions? That's what I reckon, because I know that's brilliant what you've done.
Well, absolutely. I'll touch on that quickly. Absolutely, because they are they're click. I'm not going to say opt-in. I'm going to try and answer that without saying opt-in. So there's like free trials and things like that are a way you can just present the buy now button immediately, basically. So if they're at that stage of the funnel, I think overloading them with useful information and always having that converting button available is your best chance of doing that. It's just when you have a way to market to them, so email or Facebook retargeting or whatever advertising you're using, if we've got those tools, then use them, basically. If it's something you're not comfortable with, you can cut that out, still get conversions, they're just not going to be as high. Yeah.
Hi, thanks for the presentation. It was great. I wonder about the Google changes that's going on now with the opt-in forms and their limitation on that and them not liking that. How do you think it's going to affect us at the end of the day?
I think that you just won't be able to use those obnoxious pop-ups to take up the whole screen. And it's really mobile focused that Google are really paying the most attention to. So the pop-ups that you're scrolling and then you can't do anything at all, and it's just a bad user experience. So as long as the user experience is protected, then it's absolutely fine. So ways to handle that on mobile is a ribbon, so ribbon at the top or ribbon at the bottom, and that would just have a button on the ribbon. So 5 things to fix on your website, click on this button to download, and they actually action that is okay to trigger the pop-up. That's okay. It's just when they come up automatically after a certain amount of time, or they're there already. It's like the welcome mat, I think it's called. It just takes up the whole screen as soon as you get to the website. So anything that's bad user experience, avoid that. But small buttons and like floating bars, they're acceptable. So, yeah.